Dollar. Dirt on money, no soul. Had to go and get it, ain't no time to kick it. Got a stack and flip for my foes. Dollar. Please tell me you can hear me. Don't turn your back and don't neglect me. Just let me know if you need me. Dollar. Let me watch out for my partners. Keep my money long, get my team strong. Let me run away from my problems.
Yep, let's get original crew, man. We're back today. We have how Steven Seagal became Hollywood's worst celebrity. How you show to
I'm ready,
to your
please.
job not
this
ready?
Is not about me.
They peeped it when it's turned on.
Well, I was gonna put them on.
But I think we heard about how Steven Seagal has been in Hollywood.
Have we?
Yeah. If you haven't, well, you about to today.
Right.
So, with that being said, man, before we get into it, make sure you check out the links in the description box.
Down below.
You already know where to go if you want to first support. All you have to do is check out down below. Also, if you enjoyed today's visuals.
Like it with a thumbs up.
What you looking at me like that for? Child. Let's go. Let's check it out. Let's see what's about. You ready?
I'm ready.
He killed a family's 1-year-old puppy dog and stole money from a kid in a wheelchair. Steven Seagal has such a comically terrible history, he now simply refuses to face it.
I wonder how you deal with all that. Hello, Steven Seagal.
Number 1, treating other actors terribly during filming. I have a family member that worked with him years ago on a low-budget film. Steven Seagal was miserable and rude, but it only gets worse from here. Whilst filming for the movie Exit Wounds, stuntman Stephen Quadros explained that Seagal would unexpectedly kick guys in the nuts to see if they were wearing cups, which was also mentioned by a different stuntman in a completely unrelated interview.
The first thing he's gonna do is kick you in the nuts. He's like, oh, hey, we're wearing a cup? Well, he's just gonna pop you in the nuts. That's the first thing he does.
One comment stated, I actually know a few stuntmen and actors who've worked with Seagal, and they all echo the same thing about him, one of whom might have been Stephen Lambert, who stated Seagal became more unpredictable during his fight scenes.
He's notorious of breaking people's arms, legs, ribs.
As he'd actually punch and hit other actors to make the fights look real.
He was actually hitting the stuntman like
for real? Yeah, he's known for that.
To make matters worse, protective equipment wasn't allowed on set.
There's nothing wrong with putting on pads. They would say no because he wouldn't allow it.
And it's therefore no surprise that during one scene, Seagal injured DMX's shoulder during the fight, so X had to take a few days off. Even worse was when Seagal put a stuntman in hospital.
And he beat the shit out of the guy and smashed his face to the mirror multiple times. He went over the top to the point that sent the guy to the hospital.
Which isn't surprising given he was this rough while filming a YouTube
Oh!
video.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I wasn't ready.
No.
As a result, actors have to be extremely careful just to appear alongside him.
You got to keep a third eye on what he's doing. And if you're not good enough, he's going to hurt you.
Although not only because of unexpected injury.
Bro,
I'm sorry.
What you act like that for?
Cause ain't no way that y'all just allowing him to be whooping folks' ass
Well,
on set.
Well, the reason why is because typically every time he was the actor, most movies I've seen.
Yes.
Have you seen him? You've seen him in movies, right?
Yes.
X-Men was
several
one.
times.
Like growing up, X-Men was one of my favorite movies. But cause he's always like the star lead role.
Yeah.
And I guess when they're the star lead role,
be
it's
what?
very hard to say.
Be scared to say something.
Why you gotta put the scary title on?
Because they be scared to say stuff. That's what it is. So y'all allow him to put people in the hospital, y'all scared to say something.
Or dox it. Well, nah, because he'll be like, I quit.
You know what I'm saying? I'm
But
just saying, we ain't gotta hurt folks on set. Like, it's a difference if it's an accident, but you're doing it on purpose.
So I guess his fight scenes was real. He did them himself. But I guess he's trying to prove a point. But yeah, you can beat me up when in the script it says that you supposed to win. Yeah, you gonna beat my ass because I can't really. You know what I'm saying? It's not a real fight, but you're trying to go at it as a real fight.
So what you
trying
saying?
to overpower me like you really whooping my ass. No, nigga, the script just say you whoop my ass. Not
But
really.
technically, you are whooping me.
But I'm. You don't get what you.
Like,
get
that's
what
what I'm saying.
I said the only reason why technically he is whooping my ass is because the script says for him to whoop my ass. So he's overdoing it. Like, yeah, I'm whooping your ass. in reality, bro, you're not whooping my ass because you can whoop my ass. You whoop my ass because the script says you should whoop my ass. But if we get to fight for real, then I might just whoop your ass. That's what I'm saying. You still ain't getting it.
I know. I got what you're saying. I'm not slow.
I ain't say you slow, but you ain't get what I put down. You know what I'm saying? You ain't pick it back. You ain't pick it up when I put it down.
I'm picking it up, putting it down for you, picking it back up. Yeah, I hear you. I get what you're saying. You still can't get jiggy with it. You ain't getting jiggy with the analogies though. I am.
You say I am picking it up and putting it right back down. That means you picking it up and you ain't getting it. So
I said I'm picking it up, I'm putting it down for you and picking it right back up. That's what I said.
What you putting down for me if I'm already putting it down?
Because just come on. I get what you said. It wasn't that complicated. It really wasn't.
Seagal would show up on set demanding insane movie changes.
Calls the director, he's like, we're changing the scene. We're gonna do the scene in Arabic. He's gonna teach me. And he's like, put this camera here, put this camera here. And I was like, everybody's like, what?
While Stephen Tobolowsky told a funny story where Seagal randomly stopped acting on set due to an unexpected crisis.
Steven Seagal has had a spiritual awakening. He decided that he doesn't want to kill people anymore in movies. And Steven says, I think it's just bad that we keep putting this violence into the world.
This resulted in a $14 million lawsuit claiming that Seagal not only regularly showed up late and left early, but also made regular unauthorized changes to the script and dialogue, which could result in the loss of millions of dollars because parts of the film's plot that were promised now cannot be delivered to the film buyers. Seagal was sued for another $60 million after repeating his actions on 4 other sets, justifying his lack of effort with the worst excuse you'll ever hear. Seagal backed out because his Buddhist guru known as Mukara said the films would create bad karma, perhaps because Seagal's also been exposed for exaggerating his skills as a fighter. Steven Seagal is in fact a black belt martial artist. However, his martial art of choice, Aikido, has been heavily criticized for being one of those mostly impractical martial arts that has extremely limited application in real life scenarios.
He is a legitimate Aikido black belt, but the martial art is the questionable thing.
A Reddit comment describes Seagal's martial art to be kind of a cult with fake telegraphed attacks. The attackers are just there to make the master look good, which is exactly what's shown in this video, where Seagal's attackers just fall to the floor to make him look good for the crowd. Unfortunately, people don't voluntarily flip over in the real world. This makes pro wrestling look real, wonderfully choreographed. Fighting is always easier when your opponent cooperates. It's therefore no surprise Seagal
what's the fucking point that y'all trying to... Yeah, he got a black belt in martial arts. Like, I did grow up, they was like, he got a black belt in karate. I was like, oh, for real? No, he don't, motherfucker. He got a black belt in... It's cool when everybody already know what to... You know what I'm saying? Know what they supposed to do.
Yeah.
Like, if swing at me, see.
Oh, I haven't even swung yet.
But you supposed to follow my lead though. Swing at me, see. Swing at me, see.
Hold on, give me time.
You supposed to know what.
see, you already. You
no, because I didn't say swing at me.
No,
you just swung at me.
You gotta be ready at all times. Have your head on the swivel, okay?
Listen. It said to make the master look good. I'm the master.
No, I
gotta. Swing at me, see.
See, you still ain't ready.
Swing at me, see. Swing at. I'm done with you, bro. Let's get back into it.
No professional fighting record.
Who never made us Aikido? So-and-so coming in the cage is a world champion with a background in Aikido. You never heard that once. Have you ever heard that once? It's for a reason.
But he did claim that he'd taught Anderson Silva how to do a highly specialized move, the leg kick.
I started teaching him kicks that I thought he could really hurt people with, and at that point I knew he was going to start to really make these kicks, work.
He created the front kick. Did he invent the wheel too? In response, Anderson Silva made a video mocking Steven Seagal's fighting, although there was one more attempt by Seagal to prove he could actually fight. Whilst on set for the movie Out for Justice, Seagal claimed that due to his Aikido training, he couldn't possibly be choked unconscious. The challenge was taken up by martial artist Gene LaBelle, who not only choked Seagal out instantly, but also caused Seagal to soil himself in the moments he was blacking out. When asked about the incident, LaBelle Bell stated, sometimes Steven has a tendency to cheese off the wrong people, and you can get hurt by doing that. So if a guy soils himself, you can't criticize him, because if they just had a nice big dinner an hour before, you might have a tendency to do that. Seagal responded by claiming that he and LaBelle had never even fought.
There was never ever any confrontation with him ever. And if Gene is saying shit like that, he should be ashamed of himself. And so if he said that, he is a pathological scumbag liar.
Although nobody believes Seagal's side of the story, as he has his own list of well-documented lies. For example, Seagal made the insane claim that he was honored as the first private citizen to destroy a nuclear device, whilst also claiming he was recruited by the CIA to help carry out undercover missions. It explained, you could say that I became an advisor to several CIA agents in the field, and through my friends in the CIA met many powerful people and did special works and special favors, although an investigation by a magazine found these claims were completely bogus. It also dispelled the myth that Seagal once fought the Yakuza in his dojo, as the magazine interviewed Seagal's ex-wife who stated it's a lie. He once chased a few drunks away from the dojo, but never was involved with the Yakuza. Similarly, Seagal made the claim that he was a tough kid who was feared by others, yet this was dispelled by his own mother who stated her son was frail and suffered from asthma. He was a puny kid back then, although Seagal had a plan to clarify exactly what was fact and fiction.
They say he really thrived after they moved. So basically, So basically,
Mama said, baby, he wasn't.
Basically, Mama said look, but he really thrived after the move from Michigan.
Oh.
So Mama basically said he used to get bullied and punked out, but after we moved, he was able to meet some new friends.
And wasn't nobody scared of him, honey. He had asthma, child. Like, what? Like, Mama, don't tell nobody that. Okay.
Not your own mama, bro.
See, that's why you gotta be quiet.
You know what it was? He made all the millions. He didn't give her shit. She ain't fucking with him.
He ain't called him puny.
I ain't gonna lie, that's disrespectful. But the real part is, boy, he really thrived after the move. You gotta mention that, Sonny. That's the funny part.
Yeah, old soon. Nurse home. I'm just playing.
You gonna do your mama like that?
No, I'm not.
Seagal had a plan to clarify exactly what was fact and fiction. He'd post a Reddit Ask Me Anything, likely expecting normal questions. However, the responses would only deepen the past that was already haunting him. What kind of pants were you wearing when Gene LaBelle choked you unconscious and caused you to shit your pants? I personally know a stuntman who had all of his front teeth knocked out by you and said you didn't even apologize. Why did you do that? Can you explain how you developed the front kick that Anderson Silva used in his UFC fight, although there was one more question that was worse than any other. Hey there, I went to the same junior high school as you in Fullerton, CA many years later. Heard some stories. The one I would like to ask you about is when your social studies teacher caught you stealing lunch money from a kid in a wheelchair. True, I didn't make this up. Seagal understandably avoided the damning questions. However, by answering some of the easy...
That's what he meant by kids was afraid of.
You said that's what he meant by what?
The kids was afraid of him. The special needs kids.
Like, that's so, like...
He was bullying them and taking their lunch money,
like,
bro.
Of course you go. Come
on
now.
You know what? Bully people end up bullying people. He was getting his ass bullied in Michigan. Then when he went to California, he said, all that shit they did to me, finna go do this. Yeah.
That's sad. Not take somebody's lunch money.
It ain't take somebody's lunch money.
Okay, I'm taking somebody in a wheelchair that they can't even do anything. They can't fight you back.
Especially back then, because them joints weren't motorized. It wasn't motorized back then. They literally had to roll it on your top.
That's messed up.
They could put that joint in reverse there.
That's so dumb.
That fucked up.
Oh, so many levels. Like, what?
Why you steal that boy with lunch money, man? And then you I heard
acting
like
go
you
to
tough.
School acting tough. Boy.
After your mama said you was puny getting pumped
and
out.
And had asthma. You wasn't doing nothing.
You know why she broke up the asthma? Because they ain't gonna run away. That was the lack of him running away. He had asthma.
once he'd introduce another flaw, his
That's why
massive
his,
ego.
fight
What is your
style's so
current
slow.
biggest drive that motivates you? I am a champion and I want to remain a champion. Seagal's overinflated self-image was best shown in this interview, where he'd imply that Van Damme wasn't a good martial artist.
I think that that's a matter of opinion, that he was a champion anywhere.
Which was then proven at a party when the two came head to head. The party was hosted by Sylvester Stallone, who stated, Van Damme was tired of Seagal saying he could kick his ass and went right up to him and offered him the chance to step outside so he could wipe the floor with him. Seagal made some excuse and left. Van Damme, who was completely berserk, tracked him down and again offered him a fight, and again Seagal pulled a Houdini, yet Seagal unsurprisingly stated it was Van Damme who ran from him.
Is that true he got in a fight with you?
No, it'd be like me squashing an ant. If he sees me, he runs.
It's therefore no surprise that Seagal despises Van Damme.
Thoughts on Jean-Claude Van Damme? Can I laugh in your face? Do I think Jean-Claude's a tough guy in martial arts? No.
However, Van Damme has only ever said positive things about Seagal in return.
Met the guy a few times. He's a nice guy. Doesn't like me much. I like him a lot. Good guy. Good charisma. He's got something special on the screen.
Another example of Steven Seagal's ego came from a story told by Rob Schneider.
Finally, Steven Seagal emerges, and he comes out and he said, I just read the greatest script I've ever read in my life. He goes, really? Who wrote it? I did.
Which only becomes funnier once you realize that said best script ever was for his terrible performance on Saturday Night Live.
Listen to me carefully. I don't want you to talk about anything to me anymore. I don't want you to say my name anymore.
With atrocious lines such as that one, it's no surprise a long-term SNL employee called Seagal
worst host by lapped every bad host.
However, Seagal's hosting of another show somehow ended even worse.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie, he always have been like, it was cool for the scene, but his acting just very, like his personality even on screen came out very dry.
I know he's about to say that, yeah.
And it looks like that's who he is.
Yeah, it was just
very dry. Himself. Like his personality, like damn. I guess he never got out being that. Makes sense why your mama said that stuff. Well, your mama said, I gotta stand up.
In 2009, Seagal told the LA Times he'd apparently been a policeman for more than 20 years, proving this by showing a black and white photo of him raising his right hand in what looks like a swearing-in ceremony, creating the impression it was taken when he first joined the department. At closer inspection, however, it appears the photo was taken 20 years and at least 20 pounds after the fact, casting doubt on whether Seagal had ever been part of the force. Regardless, this led Seagal to create a show called Lawman, where he and his crew went around apprehending criminals, often done with excessive force to make for enjoyable viewing. Well, in one episode, Seagal attempts to break up an illegal cockfighting operation by raiding a house with a tank with the goal of freeing the animals.
Animal cruelty is one of my pet peeves.
However, after doing so, the property's owner Jesus Sanchez Uvira quickly filed a $100,000 lawsuit which claims that more than 100 prize chickens being bred for show were killed by Seagal and his colleagues. An 11-month-old puppy was also shot and killed during the early morning raid. Seagal responded by stating, I've been called a lot of things in my career, some of them not so kind, but to be labeled an animal abuser is beyond the pale and that is simply a role I will not accept. While another policeman stated if my deputies, or Posseman Seagal for that matter, had done something so awful like shooting a family dog, then where are the photos to prove it? It seemed for the first time ever Seagal wasn't actually lying. However, there was one more lawsuit that would end the show completely. In mid-2010, Steven Seagal was sued for sex trafficking, which became one of so many different allegations, it's genuinely difficult to count them all. On the set of 1991 Out for Justice, 4 different women quit during filming due to Seagal's continued piggery, while one of the stuntmen from earlier told an equally creepy story.
There's this girl sitting in a tub. She's wearing a bikini, and they had to convince her that she has to come out of the tub naked.
The only thing that might rival his terrible track record with women is his track record with low-rated movies, none of which receiving more than 50% on Rotten Tomatoes, or more than 5 out of 10 on IMDb. And with no new movies in the last 5 years, Seagal has opted for a modern method of generating extra income. Crypto scams.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Steven Seagal scammed people with crypto.
From Team Seagal, Stephen has just become the worldwide ambassador for the Bitcoin second generation cryptocurrency. Despite gaining only 150 likes, Stephen was promised $250,000 in cash and $750,000 worth of B2G tokens in exchange for his promotions, which he failed to disclose to the public, resulting in a $330,000 fine. Seagal paid only $75,000 toward his debt before refusing to appear in court, then moving to Russia where he still lives now.
Oh my. And I ain't gonna hold you. When they flee and go over there, you already know what it is. You already know what it is, see.
Why he lie so much?
I don't know. Once your mama tell the truth, then it's hard.
Like, it's like you always lying about something.
You lying about shit that you ain't gotta be lying
that you don't even have to lie about. And
but
that's
you know,
a pathological lie. When you just making up
just...
stories about your life, child, you calling other people what you are. They look in the mirror. Like, I'm like, what?
That's what I was about to say. That's exactly what he is, a pathological liar, man.
Yeah.
Y'all spam us up, man. Let us know y'all thoughts about it in the comment section down below. This is a wild one, man. But as always, I do go by the name DJ Kid. This is we out.
Had to go and get it, ain't no time to kick it. Got a stack and flip for my folks. Dollar. Please tell me you can hear me. Don't turn your back and don't neglect me. Just let me know if you need me. Dollar. Let me watch out for my partners. Keep my money low, get my team strong. Let me run away from my problems.